Good evening and thanks for joining us. With summer now in full swing and many bars, restaurants and shops open again, there are signs the progress Canadians made limiting the spread of COVID-19 could be lost. Case numbers are rising in multiple provinces. There were an average of about 300 new cases per day across the country earlier this month. Over the last 4 days, that jumped to about 460 new cases each day. Ontario reported more than 200 new cases today, the highest number there in several weeks. Quebec also had an uptick, 180 new cases today, the highest since mid-June. BC and Alberta have also reported spikes recently.
All the sacrifices, all the great efforts that Canadians have made to date in terms of flattening the curve, we need to be mindful that that success is fragile. That it only takes a few sparks and sort of people letting go. We could backslide and unfortunately return to a situation as we had several months ago.
In British Columbia, the provincial health officer, Dr. Bonnie Henry, says she is worried about rising case numbers and they could trigger, she says, an explosive growth. As Global's Richard Zussman reports, people are being warned to use more caution or face the consequences.
It's been one of the COVID-19 catchphrases on the West Coast. Bend the curve, not the rules. But after months of knocking down the virus in British Columbia, the curve is now bending in the wrong direction.
We are at a bit of a tipping point. We now have started to see cases increase. Our curve is bending up.
BC has been praised globally for the province's work at reducing the spread of the virus, but new modeling data shows the latest trends, a recent uptick in cases in the province. The recent story unfolding this way: low new cases on July 1st, slowly creeping back up.
What this shows is that we do have a possibility of having explosive growth in our outbreak here in BC if we're not careful in how we progress over the summer.
In Alberta, a similar story. Fewer restrictions means more interactions, and no matter where you live, that means more new cases of the virus.
We know now that we're traveling more, we're going to work, we're going to different settings. So we are having contacts with more people. What we need to do is have those as safe contacts.
The focus here in BC and nationwide are people in their 20s and 30s. A recent exposure, including all young people at bars and restaurants in Kelowna, BC's wine country, led to 60 COVID-19 cases and counting, prompting a new strategy for public health.
So we have there, for example, in delivering our message, a lot of social influencers who have been involved in putting out messages in the last few days.
But social media messages aren't enough, and British Columbia is looking at further regulations.
We are going to have to adjust and adjust and adjust again and again and again throughout this pandemic, which I remind everybody is not going away. There is no cure.
Health officials know people are getting sick and tired of restrictions, but say being sick with COVID-19 is far worse than being frustrated about it.
Richard joins me now. Richard, what no one wants to do is go backward into tighter restrictions again. How real is that possibility, and we know what it might look like in BC?
The first step, it seems to be, Donna, will be increased regulations and then potentially stricter restrictions. And we know the focus here in BC and many other places in the country will be around contact tracing. So the province looks to be tightening rules around ensuring that if young people interact with people they don't know, that they have their contact information. Donna?
All right, Richard Zussman in Victoria tonight. Thank you.